When you talk about being obsessed with success, the first thing you have to understand is that obsession is not a feeling, it's a lifestyle. Feelings come and go. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll wake up ready to grind, and other days you'll wake up tired, distracted, or even defeated. If you build your pursuit of success around feelings, you'll fail because your feelings will always betray you. Obsession is different. Obsession doesn't ask you how you feel. Obsession tells you what you're going to do regardless of how you feel. When you're obsessed with success, it stops being optional. It becomes non-negotiable. Think about it like breathing. You don't get up in the morning and say, I hope I feel like breathing today. No, it's automatic, it's necessary, it's built into your survival. That's how success has to be for you. You can't treat it like a luxury or a side project. You have to treat it like air. You can't live without it. That's the mindset that separates the dreamers from the doers. A dreamer says, I want it when it's convenient. A doer says, I'm going after it even when it hurts, even when it costs me, even when nobody believes in me. That's obsession. Obsession forces you to rearrange your priorities. The TV that used to distract you becomes background noise because you're too busy working on your vision. The parties, the hangouts, the wasted weekends, those don't hold the same appeal because you've locked in on something bigger than temporary pleasure. You stop chasing approval and start chasing progress. And while other people are living for the weekend, you're living for the future you're building. You don't do it because it's easy. You do it because you're obsessed. Obsession also teaches you to endure pain differently. Most people run from struggle, but when you're obsessed with success, you see pain as proof that you're moving closer. Every late night, every early morning, every sacrifice becomes fuel. You don't resent the grind, you embrace it because you know it's shaping you into the kind of person who can handle the level of success you're chasing. Success isn't just about reaching the destination, it's about becoming the person worthy of it. Obsession keeps you focused on that transformation. When you're obsessed, you don't need applause to keep moving. You don't need validation. You don't need someone to remind you of your goals. You don't need external hype because the fire inside you is hotter than anything outside you. You create your own momentum. You create your own energy. And even when you fail, obsession won't let you stay down. It pushes you to get back up, to try again, to find another way. That's the difference. Anyone can want success. Anyone can talk about it. But only the obsessed wake up every day and chase it like their life depends on it. Because in their mind, it does. And until you reach that level, success will always remain just out of your reach. Too many people say they want success, but their actions are in direct conflict with their words. You can't claim to want greatness while living a life of convenience and laziness. The truth is, your actions are the loudest evidence of what you really value. You can talk all day about how badly you want to be successful, but if you're hitting the snooze button 5 times every morning, you've already lost. Success doesn't respond to lip service. It responds to discipline, to consistency, to sacrifice. If you really want it, you have to show it in the way you live every single day. It starts with the small things, the way you use your mornings, the way you handle your time, the way you respond when you don't feel like doing the work. People think success is built on huge opportunities or lucky breaks, but most of the time it's built on the quiet decisions nobody sees. Choosing to study instead of wasting another night. Choosing to put in the extra reps when everyone else is packing up. Choosing to spend your money on building your future instead of showing off for strangers. These little choices add up and they reveal whether you're serious about success or just pretending. Your actions are also proof of how much you respect your own dreams. If you say your goal is to change your life, but you give it half effort, what you're really saying is that your dream isn't worth the sacrifice. If you keep scrolling for hours, if you keep putting things off, if you keep making excuses, then success will never come because success doesn't partner with excuses. It only partners with execution. The gap between what you say and what you do is the gap that keeps you from everything you want. And the only way to close that gap is to make sure your actions align with your vision. People often wonder why they feel stuck, why nothing seems to change, why the dream feels so far away. The truth is they haven't made the shift from wishing to working. Wishing feels good. It gives you hope, but it doesn't move you forward. Working, sacrificing, showing up every day, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, that's what closes the distance. Success respects action. Success respects discipline. Success respects obsession. And if your actions don't prove those qualities, success will always keep its distance. At the end of the day, success doesn't care what you say. It doesn't care about your excuses. your intentions, or your promises. It only responds to what you do. So if you really want it, don't just talk about it. Don't just dream about it. Live it. Let your actions scream louder than your words. Let your habits prove that you're serious. Because once your actions match your desire, there's nothing that can stop you from getting to where you're trying to go. When you are truly obsessed with success, you have to be ready for people to misunderstand you. They will look at your grind and call it crazy. They will see your focus and say you're doing too much. They'll wonder why you don't hang out like you used to, why you don't waste hours in meaningless conversations, why you don't chase the same temporary pleasures they do. And the reason they react that way is simple. They can't see the vision you see. They don't feel the urgency you feel. They aren't carrying the weight of the dream that's been placed on your life. So instead of pushing themselves to rise, they try to pull you back to average. And if you're not careful, you'll start listening to their voices more than you listen to your purpose. Obsession with success requires you to tune out that noise. You have to be okay with being different. You have to embrace the loneliness that comes with chasing something bigger than what most people are willing to sacrifice for. Not everyone is supposed to understand you, and not everyone is supposed to support you. The truth is, people will often criticize what they can't commit to themselves. They'll project their doubts on you. They'll try to make you feel guilty for wanting more. They'll call you selfish or arrogant for pursuing excellence. But you have to ask yourself, are their opinions building your future? Or are they just distractions keeping you from it? The moment you stop living for applause and start living for purpose is the moment you step into real freedom. Because when you need people's approval, you become a prisoner to their expectations. You'll only go as far as they allow you. You'll shrink your vision to keep them comfortable, and you'll limit your own potential just to fit in. But when you're obsessed with success, you stop asking for permission to be great. You stop waiting for validation. You stop needing the world to clap for you. Instead, you move forward with conviction, even when it's quiet, even when it's lonely, even when nobody else sees what you see. It takes courage to walk away from the noise. It takes strength to ignore the laughter, the gossip, the doubt. But obsession gives you that strength. Obsession reminds you why you started. Obsession keeps your eyes locked on the vision instead of distractions. And the more you learn to block out the noise, the sharper your focus becomes. You realize that the people who told you it was impossible will eventually be the same people asking how you did it. The same voices that doubted you will later celebrate you. And in that moment, you'll understand that the only opinion that ever mattered was the one you held about yourself and your vision. So don't be surprised when people question your obsession. Don't be discouraged when they fail to see your vision. Let their doubt fuel your fire. Let their words remind you that you are on a path too big for small minds to comprehend. And keep moving, because silence the critics is not about arguing with them. It's about succeeding in spite of them. Obsession with success forces you to make sacrifices that most people aren't willing to make. You can't chase greatness and comfort at the same time, because comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to rise above average, you have to give up the things that keep you average. That means letting go of late nights and wasted time, letting go of endless entertainment, letting go of anything that steals your energy, but doesn't build your future. People will look at you and wonder why you don't take it easy, why you don't relax like everyone else. But what they don't understand is that your vision demands more from you than relaxation can ever give you. You're not sacrificing for no reason. You're sacrificing because what you're building is worth more than temporary pleasure. Sleep becomes different when you're obsessed with success. It's not that you don't sleep. It's that you respect time too much to waste it. You stop oversleeping because you know every extra hour in bed is an hour stolen from your dream. You start waking up earlier, not because it's comfortable, because you refuse to let the day get away from you. You use those quiet hours when the world is still asleep to build, to study, to prepare. You realize that success belongs to those who claim the hours that others throw away. Obsession also means you sacrifice popularity. You can't please everyone and chase greatness at the same time. You have to walk away from people who drain your energy, from crowds that keep you stuck, from relationships that don't align with your future. That doesn't make you arrogant, it makes you disciplined. You understand that your circle is either pushing you forward or pulling you back, and you refuse to let loyalty to the wrong people cost you your destiny. Being obsessed with success means being willing to walk alone if it means walking toward your vision. And then there's the sacrifice of comfort zones. Growth doesn't happen where it's easy. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what you thought you could handle. It happens when you take the risk, when you accept the challenge, when you put yourself in rooms that intimidate you. Obsession forces you to say yes to the uncomfortable because you know that every breakthrough lives on the other side of discomfort. Most people run back to safety, but when you're obsessed, you keep pushing forward because you know that the pain of growth is temporary, but the reward of success lasts a lifetime. Sacrifice is not punishment, it's preparation. Every hour of sleep you give up, every dollar you save instead of spending, every opportunity you pass on because it doesn't align with your vision, all of it is shaping you into the person capable of handling the success you're chasing. You can't carry old habits into a new level of greatness. You have to let them go. And when you do, you realize that what you thought was sacrifice was actually an investment, because everything you gave up for success will come back to you multiplied, stronger, better, and lasting. When you say you want success, you have to understand it's not a casual relationship. You don't date success. You don't flirt with it. You don't treat it like a weekend hobby. If you really want it, you have to marry it. That means commitment. That means loyalty. That means being faithful when it's exciting and being faithful when it's boring. It means showing up when you feel like it and showing up when you don't. Most people lose because they treat success like an option, something they'll chase when it's convenient. But obsession demands that you make success your priority, that you tie yourself to it in such a way that quitting is not on the table. When you commit at that level, you begin to see success differently. You stop expecting it to be easy, and you stop running when it gets hard. Just like in a marriage, there will be seasons of struggle, seasons of doubt, and seasons when you question whether it's even worth it. But if you're truly committed, you don't walk away. You don't file for divorce the moment things get difficult. You stay, you fight, you adapt, you endure. That's what separates the ones who eventually hold success in their hands from the ones who only dream about it. Obsession means you remain faithful, even when it feels like nothing is happening. There will be times when you put in the work day after day and don't see the results you expected. That's where most people give up. But when you're married to success, you understand that growth is happening beneath the surface. The work is building character. The struggle is building resilience. The discipline is shaping you into someone stronger. You trust the process because your commitment goes deeper than feelings. Being faithful to success also means you guard it from distractions. You don't let every shiny opportunity pull you away from your vision. You don't let fear, failure, or fatigue cause you to betray your goals. You stay loyal to the dream even when other paths seem easier. And that loyalty pays off because success doesn't give itself fully to people who only give partial effort. It reveals itself to the ones who have proven they won't walk away when things get heavy. The truth is, success tests you. It will test your patience, your endurance, and your faith. It will push you to the edge just to see if you really mean it when you say you want it. And most people fail that test because their commitment is shallow. But if you're obsessed, if you're truly married to the process, you won't break. You'll keep showing up, you'll keep fighting, and you'll keep moving forward. And one day, all those days of staying faithful will add up, and success will finally show up, not because you wished for it, but because you proved you were worthy of it. Everybody says they want success, but the truth is wanting isn't enough. Wanting is easy. Everyone wants more money. Everyone wants freedom. Everyone wants to live their dream life. But success doesn't respond to wishes. It responds to obsession. Until success becomes your obsession, it will always stay out of reach. Dreams are cheap, but obsession is expensive. It costs you your time, your energy, your comfort, your old habits, and sometimes even your relationships. That's why most people never reach it. They're not willing to pay the full price. They like the idea of success, but they don't love it enough to give it everything. When success becomes your obsession, your behavior changes automatically. You stop waiting for the perfect time and start creating the time. You stop looking for shortcuts and start respecting the grind. You stop making excuses and start taking responsibility. Obsession gives you a tunnel vision so strong that distractions lose their power over you. The parties, the gossip, the temporary pleasures, they no longer hold the same weight because your vision is bigger than those small temptations. You're not chasing entertainment, you're chasing elevation. The difference between wanting and being obsessed is visible in the way you handle failure. Someone who only wants success will quit after the first setback. They'll convince themselves that maybe it wasn't meant to be. But someone who's obsessed doesn't stop. They see failure as part of the process, not the end of the journey. Every no, every mistake, every fall becomes fuel. Obsession keeps you getting back up when everything in you wants to stay down. Obsession keeps you moving when the results are slow. When progress feels invisible, when the world says you're wasting your time. You know you're obsessed when success isn't just a dream you talk about. It's a standard you live by. It's not something on your wish list. It's something that drives every decision you make. You wake up thinking about it, you go to bed planning for it, and every single day in between is built around taking one more step toward it. You no longer ask if it's possible. You've already decided it's non-negotiable. That mindset shifts everything, because once success is your obsession, quitting is no longer an option. Until success becomes your obsession, it will remain nothing more than a dream collecting dust in your mind. But the moment you make it your oxygen, the moment you give it your full focus and relentless effort, everything starts to change. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach begin to open up. The discipline that once felt impossible becomes natural. The sacrifices that once felt heavy start to feel like investments. And success, which once seemed like a distant fantasy, becomes the inevitable outcome of the life you're obsessed with living.